It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, another video about that light heavyweight division, the division that you guys know we love here on this channel. The light heavyweight division is really heating up right now. We got Smith Beterbiev on June 18th. I will be there with Pops in New York City, so if you're going to be in New York City, come June 18th for that big unification fight. Let me know, and we'll definitely make some plans to meet up and, talk to the fans, talk to the subscribers, the viewers, get some of you guys on the channel. But Eddie Hearn, he's got a big share of this division, some key players in this division. And, we know Dmitry Bivol just came off that masterclass performance where he exposed Canelo Alvarez, right? But now Bivol is moving to that next phase of his career, the next step in his career. Canelo didn't want to fight him in an immediate rematch because he couldn't train him to 168. So now Bivol does have a WBA mandatory in Gilberto Ramirez, right? That could still be a fight that happens next. But Eddie Hearn's not looking to make no damn Gilberto Ramirez fight next. No. Because as it's been reported by IFL TV, shout out to the fine folks at IFL TV, it looks like Eddie Hearn is going to be looking to push to make Dmitry Bivol versus Joshua Buatsi in September and October for Bivol's WBA light heavyweight title. Now, make of that what you guys will, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. I like Buatsi. I think he's a talented fighter. I wouldn't mind seeing him get a title shot, not like Bivol's next fight or whoever has the WBA belt's next fight, but within maybe the next fight after that. Nobody wants to see this shit right now. Honestly, nobody wants to see no damn Buatsi versus Bivol right now. That's not a fight that nobody's really clamoring for. The fight that I think would do better business for Eddie Hearn, for Bivol, boxing, and all parties involved is his WBA mandatory. And that WBA mandatory is Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez. Much better fight. Much stiffer test at this point. I would like Buatsi to either wait or get another little intermediate fight in between to stay sharp and continue learning, but not now. Not right now. Zurdo versus Bivol is one of the best fights in boxing. The politics are finally aligning to where now, Bivol could fight Zurdo after all these years, all right? And now it's like you want to push Buatsi. Really? You want the Buatsi fight now? Mind you, right? Mind you. Now, I was going to make a separate video on this. Oh, no. I will make a separate video on that. I was going to say, about the WBC mandatory, but that's for Smith and Beterbiev winner. But anyway, mind you, Bivol and Zurdo have had their thing going back and forth for years. When I interviewed Zurdo said it out of his own damn mouth. This guy's been avoiding me for years. This guy doesn't want to fight me. This guy doesn't want to do this. This guy doesn't want to do that. Bivol saying one thing, Zurdo saying another. We can't have both of them running around saying that neither one of them want to fight each other any much longer. The fight between Zurdo and Bivol, in my humble opinion, can't be bigger than it is now. You got to capitalize and parlay off of the success of Bivol beating Canelo, because the next time he fights, all eyes of the boxing world will be on him. And you would much rather have all of those eyes be on him fighting a guy like Gilberto Ramirez, light heavy, the biggest Mexican name in the light heavyweight division, a guy who he has a natural competitive rivalry with. You would rather that happen than, Joshua Buatsi. No disrespect to Buatsi. I like him. I think he's a top-class, world-class light heavyweight. He will get a shot one day. But just now shouldn't. This calendar year, if we're talking about him fighting Bivol, this calendar year should not be that time, all right? Eddie Hearn is seriously dropping the ball if he's looking at making a Joshua Buatsi versus Bivol fight. Now, don't get me wrong. It's a good little fight. It's not bad. I like the fight. But it's not the attraction that Bivol versus Zurdo will be. Let's say you think Bivol versus Zurdo at in LA somewhere. Big fight. Big fight, Even if you want to take it to New York, maybe take it to New York. They got Mexicans in New York. They got Russians in New York. Maybe you can take it to New York. There's a lot of options and a lot of benefits and positives to making a Bivol versus Zurdo fight next. But it just seems like, Eddie Hearn is hell-bent on getting the the Brit the opportunity on getting one of the guys that he signed from the Olympics, who's also signed to Anthony Joshua's 258 management company. So mind you, we know that Eddie Hearn, you know, he's had a bad luck of his fighters losing recently, right? And the guys that are his stars, he wants to appease those guys. So any way he has to appease Anthony Joshua, he will. This is one of the ways he has to go to appease Anthony Joshua, by getting one of Anthony Joshua's managed fighters a title shot prematurely before he really deserves it at this point, then I think he'll do it. But yeah, not the most welcome news, honestly, as a fan of this division, as a fan of someone, as someone who really wants to see Bivol versus Zurdo and has been pushing for that fight since December of last year and calling it the best fight in boxing since last year. As someone who really wants to see that fight, and now that it's a fight that really makes more sense than it's ever made, I'm very disappointed to hear the news that Eddie Hearn isn't trying to push for that fight, but rather push for, you know, Buatsi versus Bivol, which at this juncture in time, just, it doesn't make sense. You know, Buatsi just beat Craig Richards, who's a good contender. Get him a fight with another contender. I mean, let's go through the light heavyweight rankings. I'm sure you could get him a fight with another top contender and then get him a title shot, or get him a warm-up fight, or just get him something to keep him busy in the intermediate time. But step aside, man. We want to see Zurdo versus Bivol. Now, funny enough, right? Buatsi's ranked number 2 in the WBA, right? And he's ranked behind Zurdo, who's the mandatory challenger. So if Eddie Hearn's going to be pushing for anything, why don't you push for Buatsi to fight Zurdo in a final eliminator fight for the WBA? That would probably be the best way to go. But Eddie Hearn doesn't want to do that because Zurdo would be an extremely dangerous opponent for Buatsi. So, you know, why not have Buatsi fight? I don't know. Shit. I'll be honest with you. There's not really a whole lot of marketable names from the fight in the rankings and the WBA. So look, why don't you just have him wait? Have him wait it out and get him a tune-up fight. You know, it doesn't make any sense right now. But that's the news. Eddie Hearn wants to push Buatsi versus Bivol for later on this year. He's saying in September, around September-ish. So make of that what you will. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dang. So until next time. Thank you for watching another video on True School Sports, the home of boxing. If you made it this far, do me a favor and do yourself a damn favor. Hit that subscribe button and surely you will not be disappointed. You know, True School Sports bringing you the latest and greatest, the untouchable, you know, boxing content, interviews, news videos, breakdowns, live fight reaction extravaganza. We've got a great community of people here, boxing fans all over the world, from America to the UK to Australia and on and on and on. So join the empire today. Hit that subscribe button. Take care and God.